Welcome back to South Sudan, where aviation is far more than just transportation. It is a lifeline. In our last episode, we witnessed the dramatic airdrop of humanitarian supplies from the mighty Mi-26. Today, we are joining the crew of the world's largest helicopter as they transport 10,000 kilos of critical food supplies to communities cut off from the outside world. Our mission begins at dawn in Juba, the capital of South Sudan and a major hub for UNHAS, the United Nations Humanitarian Air Service.
Good morning. I never thought Juba will be this busy. Look at how many planes been around here. All ready to leave this early morning, go out to the vast countryside and come back later afternoon. Every day doing like this, humanitarian, relief, rescue, and medical. And all of these are special purpose. They're not just carry commercial passenger, they're doing it for survival here. And today I'm gonna join the Dornier 228 behind me.
Welcome back to our parking of WFP UNHAS flight. So today we have some change in our flight plans. We were supposed to fly the Twin Otter to Bor. We changed it to Dornier 228, which is even a more rare aircraft nowadays. So we'll go to Bor. Bor is the second largest hub for our flights. This is where we keep the helicopters mostly.
This is Captain Isaac with me. He's gonna fly us today in the Dornier behind us. How many Dornier you think there's still around the world?
There are not that many, but there are quite a number. Personally, for our company, Casas Kenya Limited, we have about 13 active Dorniers, proper stall aircraft.
You bought all the Dorniers.
Oh, yeah.
And now you're gonna fly them long time.
Yes. And the rest are doing military operations, beach patrols, like you've seen the Indian military.
Yes.
The Mauritius Coast Guard as well.
What's the typical takeoff distance on a typical load?
On a typical load, around 430.
Just over 400 meters.
Yeah.
What about landing distance?
Same.
Same, 430 meters.
Yeah.
That's very
it's a
short, very
proper stall, versatile aircraft. That's why it's preferred for bush operations.
Just boarded the Dornier 228. It's actually one sitting. Everyone has a window view. It's quite a classic airplane. I think it's been around for quite some time. You see this backpack here. It has the flag of Nepal. It makes me remember when I first flew Dornier, it was to Lukla, the world's most dangerous airport, on a Dornier 228. It impressed me. Short landing distance, short takeoff distance. And I think today we're going to expect that kind of flight as well. Another interesting observation in South Sudan is they have all the foreign register airplane. You see the Swiss register Twin Otter, you see a lot of Kenyan register airplanes, and you see lots of other codes, which I don't know which country, 7 Quebec, 6 uniform, and they don't have their own register.
Smoking is not permitted in this aircraft. Seatbelt should be on for takeoff and landing, and when the light illuminates. Mobile phones off or on plane mode during takeoff and landing. On the front seat pockets, we have safety briefing cards. Please familiarize yourselves with them. It has all the safety features of this aircraft. Also on the front seat pockets, sick bag on board, a water provided for you, earplugs for your ears, and a UNHAS magazine. Apart from that, we anticipate a smooth flight to board. On today's flight deck is Captain Karani. I'm First Officer Gitari. Enjoy your flight.
We are now airborne. From above, the vast landscape of South Sudan stretches beneath us, with few paved roads in sight. What will be a short 30-minute flight for us could take many hours and even days by road.
Flight was good. Did you see on final approach about 3 nautical miles we encountered a herd of birds?
Yeah,
A flock of birds, yeah.
Very big birds.
Yeah, those are marabou stocks, and that's one of the challenges we face while flying here. So you always have to be keen and be ready to maneuver around.
Just arrived in the town of Bor, B-O-R. So the WFP Aviation has strategically placed many helicopters here, including the one behind me is the world's biggest one, the Mi-26.
It's early morning in Bor, and I welcome you on the heaviest helicopter in the world, chartered by World Food Program. Today the flight is scheduled to Kerian, Jonglei State, and we have essential nutrition supplies. What you can see here is a 50 kilogram nets bags of sorghum. That's not the same you saw during the airdrop footage. This will be a delivery to those in need in Kerian.
How much payload you think today there will be total?
Today we're expecting 10 metric tons to be loaded.
10 tons.
Exactly,
Wow.
10 tons.
It's really a heavy lifting helicopter. Yesterday the Illusion was loading 30 tons, but you can take 10 tons just airlifting on helicopter. That's incredible.
Exactly, that's the biggest one. Biggest in our fleet and biggest in the world.
Incredible strong guys lifting 50 kilograms in one go. Amazing. Incredible strong. So I'm in the Mi-26 cockpit here. Very big cockpit, just like an airliner, really. Captain, can you tell me how many crew is operating such flight?
The crew is operating Mi-26. It's 6 people. So
6 people.
We have 2 pilots, 1 navigator, 1 flight engineer, and 2 load master in the cargo compartment.
Right. 4 cockpit crew and 2 load master.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many active working Mi-26 in the world you think it still flies?
I think in a working condition, around 25 in the world.
Just 20,
Most of
25.
them in Russia.
So this is a little bit different. This is the Soviet system. It's a little bit different. This one I was told is the speed by kilometers. So it's 25 means 250 kilometers per hour. This is the altitude. We all know what this is. And this is the compass. This is the vertical speed, VSI. And I believe these 2 are engine parameters. So it's a little bit different, and it took me some time to get used to the instrument here. As you can see behind me, there's actually a whole team of crew operating the world's biggest helicopter. There's 4 cockpit crew, 2 pilots, 1 engineer, and 1 navigator. And there's also 2 load master on board, and there's also 5 ground engineer, 11 crew just to support the whole Mi-26 operation. Incredible. If I don't tell you this is a helicopter, you wouldn't realize. It's just massive fuselage here. It feels like really this is a aircraft cabin. So behind the cockpit, there's actually a small passenger compartment. There's actually 5 seats here. So our UN colleagues and myself, we have a window view like this, and it's quite special. I really can't express how excited I am to fly on the world's biggest helicopter by chance. I did not know I was going to do that. It just all happened. Like, you follow the UN, you never know what happened. And humanitarian airline, you're using very practical and very vital types of airplane to airlift around?
During the flight, we will have about 1 hour 50 minutes to go in Kuryang. On a flight level 090, it's 9,000 feet. So we have a 2 emergency exit in passenger compartment on your left side, on your right side. In emergency situation, you can turn the handle down, drop automatically door, and use the rope here and there, because it's a high height. Okay. Also, we have a 2 extinguisher here and in the cargo. So during the flight, you should be fastening your seatbelts, and that's all. Buckle up and enjoy your flight.
How long maximum this helicopter can fly?
Usually we're operating with 3.5 hours. But
3.5.
for a ferry flight, we can use additional couple tanks inside the cargo cabinets, around 8 hours.
Wow, 8
Seven
hours.
ferries, up to 8 hours.
And what is the cruise speed?
It's about 110 knots,
110 knots. Very good.
no more.
Before departure, the Mi-26 requires a lengthy engine and systems warm-up. This is no ordinary helicopter. With 2 massive turboshaft engines and a maximum takeoff weight over 50 tons, bringing the world's largest helicopter into the air requires careful planning. Unlike most helicopters that lift straight up from the ground, the most efficient way for a heavily loaded Mi-26 to take off is with a rolling departure. The helicopter accelerates along the runway while gradually increasing lift, allowing it to build up airspeed before climbing away. In fact, it feels more like an airplane takeoff than a helicopter departure. We are now climbing toward the Junlei region. Flying the Mi-26 is no easy task. The cockpit is constantly filled with noise and vibration, and there are no comfortable seats or modern luxuries to be found. This is a working aircraft in the pure sense of word. During the cruise, I made my way back to the cargo hold. The space is enormous, so large in fact it hardly feels like being inside a helicopter at all. The cavernous cabin, high ceiling, and the sheer size of the aircraft made it feel like a military transport airplane rather than rotorcraft. As we make our way across the vast landscape of South Sudan, it's easy to appreciate why the Mi-26 remains such a valuable asset. When it comes to delivering critical supplies to some of the most remote regions on Earth, few aircraft can match what this helicopter is capable of doing. After almost 2 hours of flying, we finally reached our destination. Looking down below, vast areas of land are submerged under floodwaters, making travel by road nearly impossible. Now comes one of the most fascinating parts of the mission, the landing. Bringing a helicopter of this size safely onto a remote pad requires skill, precision, and coordination. Let's see how the Mi-26 crew handles the arrival. Wow, that was a long flight, 1 hour 45. We just arrived in the same job zone yesterday in Kunyang region. First of all, I want to say the flying did not feel like flying a helicopter. It felt like I'm flying a Airbus A380 helicopter. It feels like an airplane. It's so steady. It's really smooth. Kunyang, this place, the women are famous. They're famous because they can lift at least 50 kilo on their head, carry off all the food off the plane. I should have given them a hand, but I don't feel I'm as strong as they are. I think the helicopter select a very hard piece of land because there's lots of swamps and water around, so they need to land on a firm ground. But the Mi-26 has different and double gears, so they can spread out the pressure as well.
Dry season is good. So about 4 months ago, all of this place was a river. But now dry seasons come, you can see the water, flooded area. Flooded area moved away, so now we can land here.
If this is river, where do you land?
We find in some part of land. So, for example, if all of this river and all of this flooded, the most high place always have some spots for landing. So for a Mi-26, it's 30 by 20 meters, it's enough. So we find a place and vertically land is there.
How much maintenance you need every flight like this? You need people check engine every flight?
Every flight. That's why we are flying with 2 engineers on board. After every stop engines, they goes and check every systems because it's a big bird.
Really happy to see the community all comes out because they knew food is here. But at the same time, I've been wondering, how can the society be more sustainable on the food security? Whether they can do something on their own or they always have to rely on the foreign aid. The food delivered today will sustain these communities for weeks, but not forever. Despite the efforts of the World Food Programme, the situation in South Sudan remains fragile and unpredictable. Conflict, flooding, and displacement continue to threaten the lives of millions of people. With all the cargo offloaded, the Mi-26 is now empty and ready to go. This time we're heading north to Malakal, home to another major UNHAS base in South Sudan. Located along the White Nile, Malakal serves as a critical hub for humanitarian operations, supporting aid deliveries to communities across the northern side of the country. For the crew, great work flying on the Mi-26, but their mission is far from over. As soon as one delivery is completed, they're now on to the next.
Are you flying back tomorrow or
Today, we just
you are now going to ferry back and forth.
So I came to South Sudan with little knowledge about the country and the humanitarian work the UNWFP is doing. I came here because I want to fly on the Illusion 76, watch the air crew doing air job the food down there. But last 3 days since I got here, it became much more than that. I uncovered so many things. The aviation scenes here are so vital to the survival of the country. Literally, every flight counts, and every flight means survival, bringing the food for the community. When the flood here cut out the access, aviation becomes the only ways that families found food to eat. I've been filming aviation all around the world, and this is such a different trip. Because all the flying means survival for all the people here, and the UN World Food Program makes this happen.